Adaptations are one of the most common and popular forms of media right now. Why make something new when you can make something with an already built-in audience? Take Percy Jackson and the Olympians for an example, an iconic young adult book series about a young boy who finds out he's the son of a Greek god. With several spin-off and companion books, it's no surprise that Percy Jackson is one of the best-selling YA books of all time, often compared to Harry Potter, sometimes even called better than that little wizard written by that little turf. In a quick crash course, our protagonist, Percy Jackson, learns he is the son of Poseidon after being accused of stealing Zeus's lightning bolt right before the big summer solstice. His mom is presumed dead after a nasty fight with a minotaur and tighty-whities, and stuck in the underworld. So Percy and his best friend Grover and fellow camper Annabeth Chase embark on a journey to return the bolt and rescue his mom from the underworld. From there, the series continues with Percy getting turned into a guinea pig, exploring the labyrinth, exploring the Sea of Monsters, fighting titans, giants, and monsters, and pretty much the best underwater kiss of all time. The Percy Jackson series has been turned both into a movie and a TV show, with the movie widely receiving criticism from fans as it really didn't follow the plot and it really didn't capture the characters all that well.
This is a pen. This is a pen.
And the TV show being celebrated throughout the fandom. However, I think there is one adaptation that is not talked about enough. One adaptation that, dare I say, is the best out of all of them, and that is the Percy Jackson Musical.
Look, I didn't want to be a half-blood.
Also, look at this, one of my prized possessions. It's a playbill signed by the entire touring cast, which was also the cast that was on Broadway. The only person that's missing is Chris Markel, who plays Percy, and I have my 2 tickets in there as well. Isn't it? It's incredible, isn't it incredible? The characterization, the humor, the dialogue, the preteen angst, they all carry over so perfectly from the book to the musical. The 2 writers, and I'm gonna butcher their name because that's just the dyslexia in me, so sorry, kind of comes with the territory. Rob Rockerick and Joe Trazik. Rob Rocknick and Joe Trax knew exactly what they were doing when they were writing this musical together. The Broadway cast was made up of Chris Markel as Percy Jackson, Kristen Stokes as Annabeth Chase, and while George Salazar originated the role of Grover Underwood and Dionysus, it was played by Joel Javier on Broadway, along with, yeah, that's English, and several other talented cast members were involved in the Broadway show. While at first I thought it was a little bit cringy, the more I listened to it, the more I just fell in love and couldn't stop. Unlike the Percy Jackson movies, the plot carries over perfectly from book to musical. It really encapsulates the first book so well, with Easter eggs sprinkled throughout in reference to the rest of the series and spin-off books.
Excuse me, miss. How long have you been at this hotel?
Why, my brother and I arrived just yesterday, May 1st, 1939!
Ooh, we can sleep on the road!
There are so many throwaway lines that if you weren't a fan of the book to begin with, you wouldn't even realize or recognize. And that's something that I really love about this musical. You can tell all the passion and heart that went into it. And while I absolutely adore the Percy Jackson TV show, I even got to meet the cast of the TV show. I love it so much. The musical dives into who the characters are fundamentally, exploring fatal flaws in relationships in a way that the TV show has yet to do. Again, the TV show is great, but let's never forget what Abed from Community said about understanding characters through songs.
Glee! I'll understand every scene because they'll sing what they mean instead of making a face.
Speaking of songs, I want to talk about Grover's big solo in The Tree on the Hill, originally sung by George Salazar. Let's take a look at the lyrics.
If I'd been a little bit braver, if I stayed behind to fight, but maybe doesn't let me go back and save her.
Throughout the whole musical, Grover is carrying this overwhelming regret about not being able to save Talia, a demigod he was tasked with saving before he met Percy. In a quick crash course about Talia, basically Grover was sent to protect her, Luke, and Annabeth. Unfortunately, Grover is not able to protect all of them, and Talia suffers, almost dies, and gets turned into a tree.
She met a pinecone's fate.
Grover then feels immense guilt about this. He can't help but think, well, if I had been a better person, if I had been a better protector, I could have saved Talia. But of course, that's not true because he had to protect Annabeth and Luke, and particularly Annabeth, considering she was so young. She was only 6 years old. And that's how Grover sees himself. He sees himself as a protector who failed, even though that couldn't be farther from the truth. Therefore, everything he does to protect Percy and Annabeth, he does because he couldn't protect Talia. Take a shot every time I say the word protect, you would literally be dead. If the tree on the hill is giving savior complex, then my grand plan, Annabeth's solo and big musical number, is giving gifted kid with burnout who refuses to be overlooked.
My grand plan is that I will be remembered. My grand plan, just you wait and see.
It perfectly encapsulates her character, a young girl desperate for recognition, who will do whatever it takes to receive external validation, even if it means risking her life. Annabeth's fatal flaw is hubris, which is shown in her determination to make something of herself. She knows she's smart. Everyone tells her so. She knows that she is the pride of Athena, but no one will let her do anything with that intellect. No one will give her a quest. So it leads her to push herself harder and harder, never turning down a challenge or a fight. Annabeth's ultimate goal is to just be remembered as one of the great heroes like Odysseus or Perseus or Hercules. Suppose this with the gift from her mom, a hat that literally makes her invisible. Annabeth's character comes full circle. She's just a girl trying to prove her worth to a world that won't even see her. Good Kid is Percy's big solo song, and the second to last song before Act 2.
Keep my head down, I keep my chin up, but it ends up all the same. With back your back, Percy, you're always late. I never tried to do anything, I never need to hurt anyone. Try to be a good kid, a good son.
If you've ever been a troubled kid with a massive side of self-loathing, then this song just might be about you. I know it's about me. This is exactly what it's like to be an IEP kid, trying your best and always failing, but at no fault of your own. Percy is genuinely trying his best, but because of his ADHD and dyslexia, he keeps failing. When he finally makes it to Camp Half-Blood, he's like, wow, this is a place for me, a place for kids like me, only to learn that even here, at a place that's supposed to be safe for kids like him, kids who are targeted, kids who have ADHD and dyslexia and learning disabilities, he's not safe because he's not even supposed to exist. So of course he's going to be filled with all this preteen angst and drama and feel just unworthy, like he is literally not a good kid. Luke's solo in The Last Day of Summer is an exact callback to Good Kid.
I don't care if I hurt anyone. It doesn't pay to be a good kid, a good kid, a good son. The gods were not on our side, so it's time to watch them.
Percy and Luke are different sides of the same coin. While Percy's fatal flaw is loyalty, Luke is vengeful and bitter. He doesn't care about being a good kid, not when being a good kid in the past has only got him hurt, such as when he went on his quest and was scarred, trying to get his father's attention only to not receive that attention in return. He's tired, he's sick and tired of not getting what he wants. He's been a good kid his whole life and he's sick of it. However, Percy cares. He cares enough to try, he cares enough to stand up for his father. In contrast, Luke couldn't care less about being a good kid. Editing all over here, one thing I want to add, Luke could be like Percy. He could have chosen to be good, but Percy could in actuality never be like Luke. He would have never, ever chosen to join Kronos. And it's because of his fatal flaw, loyalty, that Percy is this way. He would never betray people the way that Luke betrayed him. Anyways, back to regular old video, Oliver. Luke and Percy are just perfect character foils. One of the best things about the Percy Jackson series is the humor. Percy is unmatched in his wit and in his sass. The musical is just as clever as the books, and rather than just talking to you about the humor, I figured I'd show you some of my favorite parts that made me LOL.
He met a fury!
Yeah, you're all furry. What happened to your legs? What is going on? And are you ever going to repent again?
No!
You don't even know how to hold a sword.
Yes, I do. Ow! If I tried to sing, it would probably start now.
There's a creatures of Pan, god of the wild. You know what to do?
Yup! Hide in a tree!
It's a hell.
Underworld!
Close enough. Hey.
It's not a lightsaber.
You're my dream girl. Oh, Vegas, baby!
Thanks for the ride.
Well,
all about.
They crashed their bus on the way to sing for the Vatican.
Oh, but they're kids.
They're lucky. Their voices will never change now.
A goat, and he seems to be stuck in a trash can.
Maybe if I go and play pinochle for a few hours, things might improve. For me, not for you. You'd be dead.
Come on. I know one way to get our parents to notice us. Help me box up this head of the god Zeus. I don't understand. Why is Zeus mad at me?
You were born! Miss Woods, maybe he could help us.
Really? Because I think that scene's kinda nuts.
You hurt his feelings. Tell the squirrel you're sorry.
I'm not saying sorry to a squirrel.
He's very sorry.
so
Tell the
sorry.
squirrel you're sorry, Percy.
Alright, I'm sorry.
I could go on and on about this musical for hours, but I figured after a nice little laugh, this is a good place to stop. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. This is my first ever video essay, and I really wanted my first ever video essay to be about something that I love so much with my whole heart, that I'm so passionate about. Ever since I first picked up Percy Jackson when I was in middle school, I fell in love like that. I would love to make more videos about Percy Jackson if you guys are interested, so please leave a comment down below if you're interested in that. Please leave a like, because just like the rest of the demigods who are desperate for validation from their parents, I'm also desperate for validation from the world. And yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.
Hey, what are you listening to? What are you listening to?
Oh, I'm listening to Another Terrible Day by George Salazar from the Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief, the musical. Really good. You should definitely check it out.
Oh, cool.